Have you ever watched someone like Beyoncé and thought, how is she always on, always building, reinventing, rising? Meanwhile, you can't even get yourself off the sofa long enough to finish the one project you know would change your life. This is not just talent or hustle. This is brain code, a rewired identity. Let's break it down. Because here's the real kicker. You don't need more motivation. You need a new identity. Beyoncé doesn't wait to feel inspired. She becomes someone else when it's time to perform. You know the name, Sasha Fierce, her alter ego. Now, we could have gone with a number of different artists or people that have alter egos, but for the sake of today, we will use her. She describes Sasha Fierce as a more confident, aggressive, and sensual version of herself. But that comes to life during performances. Beyoncé explains that she is naturally shy and reserved off stage, so she needed to embody a more powerful persona to perform with the energy and confidence her shows demand. But then the question is, who am I not to have an alter ego? All right, so if this sounds a little bit out there, trust me, it's not. It's the key to why she wins. And by the end of this, you will have the tools to build your own version of Sasha Fierce. There was a time when I was stuck so deep, I thought I would never come out. I tried startup after startup, built teams, hosted meetings, crushed sometimes monthly goals, but eventually life always would just take over. The business would stall and my motivation would just vanish. I would lie in bed for hours, half watching Netflix, half hating my life. The dreams were always alive, but I wasn't. One day, I looked in the mirror and asked, is this who you really are? Really? And the answer hit hard. No, I am not that person who gives up. I realized if Beyoncé could become Sasha Fierce to perform, I could become someone new as well. I decided to call her Boss Lady Litty. I've mentioned her before, and here's the little backstory. I have this picture frame when you enter my office and it says work like a boss. So this is really where I got, the whole idea behind Boss Lady Litty. I've wanted to actually replace the name, but until further notice, that's my alter ego. Because I want to identify as a boss woman. And by the way, did I even introduce myself? I am Lydie Jean, and I am obsessed with becoming my best self through mindset and neuroscience. If you're into unlocking your potential, well, hit that subscribe button and let's grow together. See, people think success comes from more effort, but effort without identity is a trap. Here's what Beyoncé knows. You can't create new results from the same mindset that created your old life. You need a mental costume change. That's what an alter ego does. It bypasses all the excuses like, I don't feel like it. And it says, I am becoming the version of me that does what needs to be done. It's not about faking it. It's about becoming the version of you who gets stuff done. Think about Kobe Bryant. He would channel Black Mamba to dominate on the court. Or even something a little bit different, like I met this guy on YouTube who says that he shaves his head to lock in focus. So it's like putting on a mental armor. You don't wait to feel ready. No, you choose to be the person who acts. You have to put that armor first. Again, that's the secret. You cannot keep doing the same old thing and expect new results. You have to switch your mindset first. All right, allow me to get a little nerdy for a second, because why not? I love it. So, you know why you feel stuck? It's actually not you. It's your brain. here I go again. But you don't get motivated and then act. You act, and that creates motivation. Why, you might ask? Because every time you take aligned action, your brain releases dopamine. A small win lights up in your reward system, and the brain goes, oh, well, that felt good. Let's do more. This is called the dopamine-driven identity loop. Sorry, the French accent. So, small wins, dopamine hit, repetition equals identity. Our brain works differently in different mental states. So, by consistently entering the Sasha Fierce state before performances, Beyoncé created neural pathways specifically optimized for performance excellence. This is similar to how athletes enter the zone, right? But you don't become Sasha Fierce or Superwoman Karen in one leap. You build her one brain loop at a time. And let's just talk about doing the hard things versus just resting. Agree with me or not, I think most people would benefit from more work and not less, because rest for most people is more like a pleasurable escape from boredom rather than a deep recovery session from some stimulating work. Rest is actually not laying on the sofa, eating Cheetos and watching TV all day. That is actually numbing yourself from work you don't like. And let me tell you, I am not immune to this, and I'm still working on this. That's why Boss Lady Litty needs to wake up right first thing in the morning, basically. Now, 7 days a week, I'm working on my goals. And so I decided that as soon as I wake up, before I open my eyes, I need to tell myself that I am an unrepeatable miracle. I need to make sure I smile, tell myself that today is going to be a great day, and I just kind of focus on the intention of doing the thing, acting on my dreams and goals. That tiny anchor grounds my new identity. It reminds me of who I'm becoming. No matter what the day is going to throw at me, I am ready. And then it also builds trust in myself. And that right there is the root of all momentum. Most people think they need to feel ready, but readiness is a trap. You don't wait to feel like Sasha Fierce. You put her on like a dress. You choose your thoughts. You choose your identity. You wire your brain with repetition and action. The best part, you're already doing this. You're one person at work, another with your best friend, right? So you adapt all the time. An alter ego just makes it intentional. Humans are truly shapeshifters. We are creators, generalists. We adapt to situations to survive and thrive. Our mind has a unique ability to change its perspective and therefore changing the landscape for where our attention goes. We've touched on this a little bit earlier, but for emphasis, when people say, I just need motivation, well, I'm here to tell you that no, you don't. Motivation is like a flaky friend. It shows up when it feels like it. You need a system that makes action inevitable. You need structure. You need clarity on your next 2 steps, not your next 20. So, like for example, instead of waiting to feel like working out, just put on your sneakers. That's it. Action creates the vibe, not the other way around. Trust me, motivation is the result, not the starting line. So how do we actually implement this? Well, here are 3 simple steps. Feel free to try them. So the first one is vision. You want to ask yourself, what do I really want? You want to dream big, even if it feels impossible. Do you want a business, a healthier you? Just write it down. Second step is clarity. What is the next step? Like we said, just the next 1 or 2 steps, not the whole staircase. Just one move. Maybe is sending an email or going for a short walk. And number 3, identity. Who do you need to be to make it happen? Give your alter ego a name like Fearless Fiona or Warrior Jay, and then act like them. And that's how I built intentional focus. Try it. It is a game changer. As a kid, I once tried to start a neighborhood newspaper. I was the bossy little girl, passionate, full of ideas. Well, that little girl didn't wait for permission. But what happened to her? Somewhere along the way, life dulled the shine. Fear took over. Reality became survival. But that little girl, she never left. She's trying hard to make a comeback as Boss Lady Litty. But what about you? Who is your inner kid waiting to come back as? Drop the answer in the comments. I am dying to hear. Tell me, what's your alter ego's name? You see, you've been stuck not because you're lazy. You're stuck because you're loyal to an expired identity. Let that burn through your soul. It's time to build a new one, a new identity, one that makes you unstoppable. You don't have to leap, you just have to take one step. Step into that 5 a.m. version of you that gets up and goes to the gym, into the person who wants to do the hard things. Step into the you who knows and who remembers, I am not waiting to become the person who does this. I already am. So tonight, stand in front of the mirror and ask, who am I becoming? And then answer. The answer could be, I'm becoming a force, a miracle, a boss. Just don't wait for the perfect plan and then just start. The big lesson from Beyoncé, creating an alter ego isn't about being fake. It's about being smart. It's a powerful way to tap into parts of yourself that usually stay hidden behind fear, self-doubt, or overthinking. Beyoncé doesn't win because she's special. She wins because she steps into the identity that gets the job done. So do I. Every day, so can you. Don't chase motivation, build identity, and then repeat after me. I do it now. I do it scared. Thank you for listening today. Like, share, follow. It would mean the world and help this channel grow because I believe you are an unrepeatable miracle you. Let's act like it.